Hello, agents. Welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by PkmnTrainerJ. Ingress Insights aims to give you the latest news and updates about the Niantic Spatial game Ingress. Whether you're a veteran agent who has recursed 17 times or a brand new agent working to level 8, wondering what a fracker is, this is your place for the latest Ingress news and discussions. 2026 sees Ingress renewed under Niantic Spatial and many new campaigns to engage agents. So, plenty to discuss. Share any thoughts by checking our social media links. Now, over to Ada.
Additional intel available.
Hello, agents, and welcome to episode 138 of the Ingress Insights podcast. In this week's episode, we're going over the plus Gamma additions we've got. We've got some new badges to look at on there. We've also had an app update as come with its own issues and fixed a few. And we've also had Machina disappear, and we'll talk about that a bit. And also got details about the NL-1331 event and how you can get the van to come and visit your area. So first of all, I want to go into the anomaly for this season, which is the Plus Gamma Anomaly series. And we've got some badges that have now been added to the store. So there's the Plus Gamma Core Supporter and the Plus Gamma Supporter Medal. The Core Supporter one is like refracting with rainbow lights through the black hole thing. And the Supporter regular one is a black and white version of that. These are both available in the store, presumably until the end of this season, and they are 30,800 CMU each. The Plus Gamma Supporter Medal kit is obviously the Plus Gamma Supporter Medal, and then 5 very rare portal shields. The Plus Gamma Core Supporter, which you can only buy if you subscribe to Core, as mentioned, 30,800 CMU. That comes with the Plus Gamma Core Supporter badge and 5 Aegis shields. Some agents are a little bit disappointed in what's in these because we used to them coming with kinetic capsules or items basically. So hopefully the badges that we've got coming up for the season, the PA Chapu, 1E and Tycho medals do actually come with some good stuff for the price. But for now, that's the other 2 medals that are available to purchase in the store at the moment. We don't have the whatever it was called, the premium supporter badge there. There was 3 sets of supporter badges in previous anomaly seasons, but now I've just got the core supporter and the regular supporter medals. On badges, if you attended first Saturday in January, then you'll now have the Plus Gamma bronze badge for the season tiers. So that's because there's been season points awarded for attending the first Saturdays for this Plus Gamma anomaly series. So if you can attend one, you get some extra points on there. Those have now been pushed, so if you attended, you'll have at least a bronze Plus Gamma medal, and you'll be able to increase that further throughout the season, throughout the other events we've got coming up for the Plus Gamma Anomaly series. That's about all I've got for the anomaly-related news, so I'll move into general Ingress news next. Firstly, for Ingress news, a few days ago we got an app update, so we're now on version 3.3.1. And the fixes were it fixed an issue on variable rate displays that caused screen flashing of fixes. That was typically on iOS 26. Fixed cargo inventory screen banners tapping the X button will close it. Previously, agents were struggling to hit the small hitbox for actually closing the advert to get cargo, which appears when you're nearing your inventory limit. So that can now more easily be closed. So it wasn't mentioned, you can now raise multiple tickets in the in-app support. So if you've got various issues going on, you can raise those. You don't have to wait for Niantic Spatial to close one and move on to the next one. You do have to deal with their AI, which is stupid, basically. I can't think of a better word for it, but their AI system is dumb. So the app update did bring some issues with it as well. So if you're trying to submit anything that's got a photo on it, so portal nomination, photo scans, or an invalid portal report that you've attached a photo to, it won't go through. There's issues with that on there. They say stuck at 0%. So if you're planning to submit any portals or anything like that in the coming weeks, I'd advise not updating yet. There is still the issue with portal nominations that have been in previous app versions where the title gets filled in. You can't progress on by not hitting the right thing on a keyboard. So hopefully they kind of look into that process a bit more for the next app update. But for now, If you plan to do anything with photos, don't update. On the 15th of January, we reached the end of a Machina cycle. So the Ingress team wrote on the 15th of January, NIA advisory, reports of another Machina slowdown are being investigated. While similarities to previous events are noted, do not assume predictable pattern. Maintain heightened vigilance. Independent analysis remains discouraged. We see this happen in Ingress. The Machina, like PvE enemy, kind of goes quiet for a few cycles and then comes back up. Generally, it doesn't change. People talk about things like Machina fields or stronger Machina portals. Not happened as yet, but they seem to be hinting that it may happen. So do keep an eye on it for when Machina returns. It's something I know lots of people do for Second Sunday, getting the reclaims on there. And then some agents, it's the only like enemy they've got to battle against if they've not got any other agents in their area. So for now, you just have to put up with the blank portals on there, recapture them until Machina comes back around. Also, this week, agents have reported being banned from the game for terms of service violations. It's not been clear what they are, whether they're legitimate bans or not. These do affect Recon as well, so if you're banned in Ingress, you can't do Recon and vice versa, I would assume. Someone posted up on Reddit, and there's been various threads from users on Blue Sky insisting obviously they didn't do anything, they've been banned for no reason. As far as I can tell, the team are still investigating and trying to work out what's gone on. I know there was issues in previous like iOSs where people using IRTC or using the Intel map would get banned because it was detecting a different version, things like that. So I don't know what their solution is and when they're going to get that resolved, but hopefully they get that resolved soon. If it's affected you, I'd suggest going onto Reddit. I'll link it in the show notes and posting that thread. And then at least Brian and the Ingress team can be aware and look through that for anything. Then for the penultimate bit of news for Ingress, just something that was a bit funny, is on the 11th of January, the Ingress Updates English Extra channel posted a thread saying, is Ingress technically part of the Fortnite Extended Universe now? I didn't know that was a term. FEU? With the recent announcement, the virtual YouTuber Kizuna AI is joining the world of Fortnite. Some sharp agents have pointed out an interesting connection regarding the game's lore. For those who remember the release of the Ingress anime, the character Ada conducted a collaboration interview with Kizuna AI, who subsequently made a cameo appearance within the anime itself. By applying the transitive property of brand collaboration, we can therefore conclude Kizuna AI is in Fortnite, Kizuna AI is canon in Ingress anime, therefore Ingress is now technically part of the Fortnite Extended Universe. We are currently awaiting confirmation on whether XMP bursts will be added as loot drops in Tilted Towers, or if the next anomaly will feature a Battle Royale mode. And they provide links there to Kizuna AI being in Fortnite and Kizuna AI being in Ingress anime. They do note the post should not be taken that seriously. So just a fun little kind of link on there. I don't think we'd ever see Ingress in Fortnite in reality. It's not as big as some other brands that are in there. I know things like Kill Bill, Power Rangers, Star Wars, Marvel, loads of things that are in Fortnite, but I don't think you could really get much out of Ingress in there and vice versa. If Epic want to do it, I'm assuming it would work pretty well for Ingress, so go ahead. But I don't think we'll see it. And then finally, on the 14th of January, the Ingress team put up an information post about the NL-1331 event. So, Summon the Van Virtual NL New Year Tour 2026. Agents, as 2026 gains momentum and global XM patterns begin to realign, a familiar signal is starting to surface once more. Virtual NL-1331 mobile research vehicles are preparing for another journey, but this time the routes are not set by the NIA, they are set by you. From 23rd of January 5 p.m. UTC to the 2nd of February 5 p.m. UTC, the virtual just the NL New Year Tour 2026 will be active. During this period, the XM detection vehicle will be drawn towards the location where the community signal is strongest. So, call NL-1331 to your city. To attract an NL-1331 port to your local area or community must make its presence known. Agents are invited to post on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, or the Ingress subreddit using the hashtags Ingress and NL-1331. Each post must contain a photo representing your local agent community alongside a recognizable portal, as well as a direct link to that portal. Locations that successfully manifest NL-1331 during the tour period may also become the focus of a shard investigation on the 8th of February. Where the van appears, elevated XM activity is likely to follow. Important note, the Shard investigation is a standalone event. Results will not contribute to Plus Gamma season scoring, and Plus Gamma tokens will not be awarded to participants. That's fine. I didn't really expect it. I just wanted to note it on there because the Ingress team had noted it too. Throughout the event period, the following will be active for all agents worldwide. So double AP will be awarded for all actions. Up to 26 kinetic capsule programs may be activated simultaneously. Drone's Eye View will be unlocked for all agents regardless of core subscription status. 2 virtual NL-1331 campaigns will be available globally via the dispatch interface. Both campaigns will be available claim/purchase until 2nd of February 5pm UTC, with completion deadline at 9th of February 5pm UTC. Agents who would complete the premium campaign will earn a brand new virtual NL-1331 2026 medal commemorating the tour. Agents who locate and hack an NL-1331 ported during the event should note that these hacks will not increase progress on the NL-1331 Immediate medal. However, a small surprise may be included in the hack output. Wherever you operate, NL-1331's next chapter is only a call away. Pair your scanner, share your city, and join agents around the world as the virtual NL-1331 New Year Tour 2026 begins. So for this one, I've got quite a lot of thoughts I want to get out before moving on to the next section. First of all, the graphic that they've used is shit. Basically, they couldn't get their AI to even make the X in the NL-1331X. I know the Ingress Update channel posted a better one, I think using Google Gemini, where they were able to get that to do just fine. There's a few things on this, so the things that aren't clear, like when you need to submit your images by to say when you want them coming to the city, and if there's a certain format they want those in, apart from what they've said on there. I don't personally know how big of a community you need and what counts as a community. Just more people give you more chance of getting an NL-1331 to come visit? Or will there not be enough things posted and it will just come and visit everywhere? How many locations are it going to visit? Of those, how many is it going to visit with the shards on the 8th of February? That's not clear either. Like, could I just post a photo of myself next to a portal because I'm the only active agent in my area? Does that count? My community is me. I might give it a go and just like Photoshop 10 copies of myself next to, I don't know, the nearby basketball court or the post office, something like that. Another thing I wanted to pick up on is obviously they've mentioned that there are 2 campaigns that say available for claim/purchase. This would imply that there's a free campaign and a premium campaign. We saw this with the New Year event. I suspect we'll see it with the Valentine's event and basically all future events to come. It's something that works very well for Pokemon Go. So they generally have a ticket at every event. I think that was one of the podcast titles I saw recently. So a ticket for every event on there, where there's sometimes free research you get, and then there's paid research that's like £2 or £5, however much it is, that then gets you some extras on there, and it's timed like this one is. Obviously, you need to complete this on by the 9th of February, 5pm UTC. If you don't, it goes away, you don't get any rewards. I don't mind it so much having the free campaign and premium campaign, but I think they should be a bit more open about what the tasks will involve. Here, they could list what the tasks are in each one. It's also annoying that this doesn't give you a tick on the NL-1331 badge. So many agents are questioning kind of what's the point? I guess the point is the shards, but then what do the shards do in the grand scheme of things? I think the idea for this was sound. I think it's just missing a few components like getting a tick on the badge, being more clear on what happens and what actually you get from the pack output. It just says a small surprise may be included. I'm willing to bet it's just some NL-1331 media they expect us to be all yay and woo about, and no, just I like media, but it's not an incentive for me to hack a portal on there. That's it really for Ingress news. I just want to cover Recon in a bit of detail as I did in a previous episode. I've mentioned obviously there's the bug at the moment where you can't submit new portals or new photos because of the recent update. I just want to run over one of the tool tips because I did that last time. So last time we looked at the first option you get when you're reviewing on Recon where it says appropriate. This time I just want to cover one that's a bit shorter. So it asks you for a thumbs up or thumbs down or I don't know under safe. And they say, is the location safe and public accessible by pedestrians? These locations are not safe, so dangerous locations include, but are not limited to, a highway/freeway, a bridge with car traffic, crossing a waterway such as a pond, lake or river, airport runways, railway tracks, industrial sites, power plants or air traffic control towers. All things that should be fairly obvious to you as a don't go there unless you work there kind of thing. So that's a bit more straightforward. If you do a thumbs down on safe, they ask if you want to end the review, saying we cannot accept a place that isn't safe and publicly accessible by pedestrians. Answering no to this question will end the review flow. Do you want to end the review? Obviously, if you give a thumbs up, it carries on, moves down to the next one, or you can say I don't know if you're not sure, but I think you'd know one way or the other whether it was safe. That's about it that I've got for this episode. Before I finish, I just want to wrap up and just mention a few personal bits for myself. So I've not mentioned my progress on Ingress for a little while, so I want to cover that. At the moment, I'm still level 15 on my second recursion. I've got 8,271,851 AP. I need 16 million to get to level 16 and recurse again for the third time. So over halfway through that, so that's pretty good. I feel nice about that. There's not particular badges or anything that I'm aiming for on there. I got the Seer Platinum Medal. It was going to be ages before I get that to Onyx because it leaps from 500 to 5,000. I don't think I'll nominate that many this year, and even then not get that many approved. And then just personally, I mentioned on the podcast previously that I got made redundant from my role. I've now, hopefully all things being well, managed to gain a new role that I should start next Monday. So that would be nice. It may read that I have to record things a bit early depending on the hours for that role. But it's nice to be able to have a job again. I like having a job. I get a bit wound up if I'm just in the house doing things. So it's nice to have a job, be kind of contributing again. That's all from me, as I said, for this week, agents. So next week we should have a few more things to go through, hopefully a few more details for the plus Gamma Anomaly, as well as seeing if the Machinus returned by then, whether it's affected anything else, and whether we do maybe get Ingress appearing in Fortnite. As I said, I don't think it's likely. Hope you all have a great Sunday, agents. Happy hacking, and I will see you out there. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates, so it helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.